Okay, it's Lolly and I'm back. I've been working on this fairy traveler's notebook, and it's time now for me to make another insert to go in here. I made this one, but I didn't actually show you how I made it. I just showed me decorating the cover. And this one I had bought and I decorated, but I need to actually make an insert from scratch. And this is what I love about traveler's notebooks is that I can make any size that I need. And so these are the little notebooks that go inside the traveler's notebook. We call them inserts. And so because this size is called personal, the notebooks are, or the inserts, excuse me, are 3 3/4 inches by 6.5. So when you double this 3 3/4, you get 7.5. So 7.5 by 6.5 is the dimension I'm looking for. And I have the 8-inch paper pad from this collection, and I think it is so cute, this little mushroom set here. So I decided to use this one. I love that it's double-sided because then I'll be able to see the inside of it as well. Now, let's talk about paper. So usually in the past, I was using regular computer printer paper. And what I found, it's 20-pound weight. And what I found was when I would print things off, like calendars, I could see through them. I could see the printing from one side to the other. And I didn't like that. So this is 24 pound. And I'm getting this from Staples. And this is actually a cream color. If you put it next to the white, you can see the difference right there. And you will notice also, if I can get that close enough, that this got tiny dot grid on it. So I will give you a link below, and this is a website where it's free and you just print out grid paper, graph paper, lined paper. And so I'm printing them double-sided. And when you do the dot grid, it allows you to select the color of the dots, like do you want black or do you want gray? And I selected gray. And also how many dots per inch. And I selected 5 dots per inch because it's such small paper and it gives me more room to write, I feel like, to put the dots closer together. So I have cut, let's see, 12? I've already forgotten. There's 14. Okay, there's 14 sheets of these. Now on this, when it prints, it leaves a 1/2 inch border around it. So what I did was I trimmed the 1/2 inch all the way off, and then from there, then I cut this down to the size. I cut it this way, so I had 6.5, and these are my extras left over. So what I can do is make a tiny little journal this way out of it, or I could make a little, just staple it, make a notepad out of it, or use them in junk journals. But anyway, these will get used. So when you get this all lined up, actually I forgot one thing, and that's that I really should score this first right in the middle. That helps me to remember where I'm going with this. So 7.5, 3 3/4. Give me a nice little crease there. Okay, let's try that again. Now line these all up. And I do use binder clips for this. I have made notebooks like this before with slightly less pages in it, and I have just sewn down them, and that worked okay on my sewing machine. If that's what I was going to do, I would put the clips here so that I could run it through my sewing machine. But since I'm going to staple, I'm putting them here. Now, I have the long arm staples, so I'll show you that. Okay, I just brought that in here. And so I would staple it, set this for the right length, and staple it right on this side so that the bumpy side is here. Now, if you don't have a long arm staple, there's other options. There is this staple board from We're Memory Keepers. If I take this one out and use the medium one, this is regular size staples here. And then I can position this. This is just magnetic. It's very strong. I can position this so that these two little arrows are right over exactly where I need to go. It's nice because you can put this in any in the middle of any paper there, and it does the same thing. Now, if you don't have any of those tools, the other thing you can do with a regular stapler, excuse me, let me get my regular stapler. I mark on mine, it's kind of faded, but I had marked exactly where the staple comes out. Oops. And then all you have to do is lay this over an eraser or something firm, but not strong like wood. You want this to be able to staple through it. Open it up and just staple it right through into the eraser, peel it off, and just fold the prongs down under it when you're done. And see, this one is, I can see, is just exactly long enough to hit this, but other staplers are, you know, they're not long enough. That's why I wanted to show you the other methods. Okay, now I have finished, I did one more staple there. And if you have any staples that are still feel a little rough here, just, you know, push them down with something strong and metal. Make sure they're not scratching anything. Okay, so now all you have to do is fold that. I didn't get my papers lined up 100%, but we're doing okay. Let's put this right here. Line this up with your edge of your paper. It's a metal ruler. Be very careful. And then use a craft blade and just keep going very carefully until you get all those trimmed down. You can use a rotary blade, but you have to be careful because those are made to work with a really thick ruler, and you may slip and really cut yourself. Okay, so there you go. It's nice and neat edge now. So one thing I noticed is that when I was trimming my cardstock for the cover, this is one of the parts that came off of it, and I think I want to glue that on there as an edge because I just think it's cute. And now the only other thing that I like doing after this is to round the corners. This can get several sheets at once, but I wouldn't try to do the whole thing all at once. Now, putting these in. So when you are putting your inserts in, all you have to do is find the center where you've got it stapled or sewn and just thread it through like this and you're done. However, and see, I still have one more elastic I can put another insert on, but what if I wanted to make this so full and I only had one elastic left? I could put two of these in one elastic. Now, when I ordered this, they gave me extra elastic for this purpose, so I love it. So all we need to do is create what's called a jump band, and in order to do that, I'm going to pull this one out and demonstrate. All you need is to get an elastic and tie it right around the center. That's your length right there. See if I get that right. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is called a jump band, and so we're going to put one of my inserts right with the elastic right through the center, and then find the center on this one right there, and put this one through the same elastic. There. Now what we have is two inserts that are connected by this one elastic. So all we would have to do is go back into our book here, find that elastic, and thread a full, completed, closed insert through like this until that elastic from the notebook is going over the elastic that joins these two. And now we have two inserts connected on one notebook elastic. And that's what that looks like. That's how you get more than one insert on one elastic in your book. So in the meantime, I'm going to put this back the way I had it because I don't need to do this just yet. But just showing you how you can get really, really fat, chunky Fat chunky journals. So thank you for watching, and I hope this inspires you. Remember that although there are certain prescribed sizes for your traveler's notebooks, you can make a traveler's notebook of any size that you want. All you do is start with the size of the page you want, and using that you make the inserts like we did today. And then once you have your inserts, you make your covers slightly bigger than your inserts. Thank you so much for watching this series, and make sure you look at all the links down below.